Hello, and welcome to the Gorman Law Firm's Legal Introduction Series. Today we are going to be looking at the United States bankruptcy system. To many people, bankruptcy may feel like a foreign concept, but in reality, it is a remarkably creative solution to a complex problem. Before we discuss the modern bankruptcy system, let's look at the underlying issues that led the United States to need to develop bankruptcy. A long time ago, in a place not so far away, there lived a simple farmer. We'll call him Joe. Joe raises crops to support his family. One year, a terrible storm comes and destroys Joe's crops. Unable to pay the landowner his rent from the proceeds, Joe stands to lose everything. The landowner, we'll call him Bob, can take Joe's possessions and even force him and his family into servitude. It didn't take long for our nation's leaders to realize that placing people into slavery for being poor would not encourage a growing nation to put faith and money in the American economy. So what could a nation do to encourage people to continue participating in the economic market while still protecting creditor interest? Bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is the process by which people can erase or repay some to all of their debts. The process is guided by the federal bankruptcy system and acts as a means for qualified people to not only reduce or wipe away past debts, but also restructure their finances and obtain financial counseling to prevent future financial trouble. Bankruptcy can allow a debtor to effectively wipe the slate clean. So who can file for bankruptcy? Almost anyone with a qualifying situation. Individuals and businesses. Today, we will focus on the means by which an individual can file for bankruptcy. Individuals may file for bankruptcy two different ways. Chapter 7 bankruptcy acts as an elimination of debt through liquidation, while Chapter 13 operates as a repayment plan and financial reorganization. Chapter 7 allows for individuals who qualify to discharge most of their debts. This is accomplished by liquidating non-exempt assets to settle current debts. The process is relatively straightforward. Essentially, each state has a list of items, for example, a home, a car, most personal property, that are exempt from the bankruptcy process. When you file a petition for bankruptcy, you are appointed a bankruptcy trustee. This trustee will usually assist in the process of identifying exempt property and selling non-exempt property. The liquidated property proceeds will then be distributed to your creditors in exchange for wiping out most debts. It is important to note that some debts, most famously student loan debts, cannot be eliminated through bankruptcy. Chapter 13 operates as a repayment plan and financial reorganization. Debtors who file for bankruptcy under Chapter 13 work with the bankruptcy court, advisors, financial counselors, and attorneys to develop a repayment plan, which is then filed with the court. The plan details every debt owed by the borrower, as well as financial income and property ownership. The essential idea is that instead of losing non-exempt property, an individual creates a repayment plan to pay back debts based on their income. This plan should be sustainable and fair to all parties. Are you struggling with financial debt? Have you begun to fall behind on payments? Do you receive harassing phone calls all day and night? Have you received threatening letters about foreclosure or other means of financial collection? There is a light at the end of the tunnel. After filing a bankruptcy petition, a bankruptcy court will issue what is called an automatic stay. An automatic stay provides notice to all creditors that you list on your petition and forces them to discontinue collection efforts while the court handles your matter. At the end of the bankruptcy process, creditors receive a letter informing them that the matter has been closed and that you no longer have to pay your debts. The American system of bankruptcy acts as a life preserver to those individuals and businesses that find themselves in financial troubles too deep to overcome alone. It allows a debtor to effectively remove or reduce their debts and start over financially. So the next time you hear the word bankruptcy, don't cringe. Think to yourself, now that is an incredible and innovative American solution.